Hello and welcome to the Bye Guys Reviews and we're gonna be writing by one man and welcome back to my 12 Days of Christmas movie. So we are on our second day of Christmas, and what did my true love give to me? A movie that is literally 60 years old! And as you can tell, that is not, that just last yesterday, I think? Yeah. Just yesterday, we have all seen the 1964 very classic as the back on the home where it belongs on NBC. That is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yes, I know. Everybody knows the story, for fuck's sake. Well, once you see this version, then maybe you haven't. But I'm going to talk to you about it right now. Because as the beginning of the song goes, you know Dasher, Prancer, Blitzen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. But have you ever heard a story about the most famous reindeer out of all of them? Sorry, reindeers, but it's unfortunately true. Besides, y'all and having to have a song of your own. And yes, it's real. So let's dig into Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and celebrate the 60th anniversary of the work of one of, if not the oldest, this movie that you'll ever see in your flipping life. So the movie begins with a winter storm. No joke. This whole movie begins with showing live footage of a winter storm and including some news articles talking about how there's a winter storm going on and on and on, and no one knows if Christmas will happen just because of that winter storm. And after they're showing a little bit of what we could, because we are introduced to our narrator named the Snowman. Doesn't have a name, but he's played by Burl Ives. And if you know Burl Ives, yes, you would know he made the infamous song that we all know and love. And he tells us about how we may know about the most famous reindeer, but we never know about him like this, I think. This. And then he pans over to Santa's house. It's not his workshop, his house. And it's shown that Mrs. Claus is trying to get Santa to eat healthy, but he's not in the mood. Looks like he's not in the mood. But yeah, and the Snowman talks about how they'll give to him later, and he did let the old me song that I talk about, and yeah. So let's just get ahead. Yeah. So after the opening credits, he starts up the story, where we meet the reindeers, who is introducing Rudolph all to themselves, and they name him Rudolph. However, as you may know in the story, he has a very bright red nose. But the weird thing about this nose in this version, it whistles a lot when it glows. Oh, believe me? Listen to the audio. Tell me you don't hear a whistle. See? I don't know if y'all hear it, but if you didn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, and the father reindeer was not very happy about it because of how weird it was, and he knows that he will probably get bullied and all. Well, foreshadowing, by the way. And the Santa comes in to go meet Rudolph. And of course, yes, like anybody else, he was amazed at his bright red nose. And the father reindeer was talking with him about it, and Santa was singing a song called Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. I ain't gonna play it for you because I ain't getting copyright. So the father reindeer decided, you know what, Sam's right. We should try helping Rudolph with this whole mess. So they decided that, so he decided that it would be a very good idea to freaking cover his nose with dirt. Like, that's never gonna happen, but, well. Yeah, and then there was and then the snowman continued on with the story, showing how the father and Rudolph has, been playing outside, but from time to time they would have to hide from the main villain of the movie, which is the Yeti. They call it the Abominable Snowman, but fuck it, I'm gonna call it the Yeti. So then we soon go to Santa's workshop where we're showing all the elves was making some toys for Christmas, except for one elf named Bernie, who didn't want to make some toys because he honestly told his boss, yes, the elves has a boss, that he doesn't want any toys. And he was so surprised that one by one all the elves was told the other, and they was upset about it for some reason. And he even asked them, what do you want to do then? And Bernie honestly admits that he wants to be a dentist. A mother flippin' dentist. I know, it's weird. So then lunch break comes around, and the boss tells him that everyone can leave except Bernie, and he tells him to try being normal elf or he's fired. And of course, Bernie foreshadows a song. One that will come on later called We're a Couple Misfits. But he asks himself what? But during the song he asks, why is he such a misfit? And even telling himself they can't fire me, he quits. But he ain't gonna quit just yet. You'll see him quitting soon. The time jump a while later with Rudolph now having small antlers, and the father tries getting Rudolph to put on his fake nose, but he keeps saying that, but he doesn't like it now because it wasn't fitting him. And of course he sings his own side of the song, We're a Couple Misfits, but in like a more sadder way. Yeah. So soon we see some reindeer. They're trying to get along. They're having fun and talking to each other. And meanwhile over at Santa's house, he is going to watch them now sings this one song called We Are Santa's Elves. And despite the song being good, in Santa's eyes, he can tell it was being flogged about it, and so flopped that he just walks off. And Mrs. Claus swallows him. And then he asks, why would they, when he asks, why are they so horrible? And they admit that Bernie wasn't there at all. Because, again, he couldn't leave because it was lunch break. So as Bernie was about to mess with some tea, we get, of course, the one infamous meme that I know every minor kid, or even everyone in general, loved as a meme. And yes, I'm talking about this. Was that meme funny? I don't know. Like, trust me, I have no clue how that simple barging and then screaming at her about, oh, why did he not show up at our practice? Is this fucking funny? But yeah, so So soon, so the elf boss elf scowls him about stop wanting to be a dentist and just be a normal elf and such. But Rory decided that no, he has enough and snuck out on the window to be alone. Meanwhile, the reindeer were getting ready to practice this, and they were gonna, like one by one work on flying. And meanwhile, Rudolph talks with this girl that he's having a crush on, and in a kind of oddball sort of way that I think Diana didn't blame Rudolph for. Somehow, when the female reindeer told Rudolph that he was cute, of course he gets so excited that he just flies off for like 5 seconds or so. Like, the first time was 3 seconds, but then he did it again and it was like 4 seconds or so. And his friend was amazed at it, and they just hugged and they rubbed each other's nose, but of course, since his nose was covered in dirt, he accidentally got his nose exposed, and the other reindeer was like, and the coach, and just everybody in general was just so surprised that they started calling him names, like in the story. And Rudolph just runs off, and his crush his crush come by and tries to cheer him up, and also singing a song called "There's Always Tomorrow." Not my favorite, but of course her dad drags her away from him because red nose and all, and because some people are dicks. Look at you, haters. So anyway, so Rudolph sits by a tree all alone, and then finally he's earning. And they both talked about how they was independent, and maybe they should just like go off and run away together. Then, and repeat, then we get the full song of it. However, then they end up getting caught in a snowstorm, and then they heard the Yeti again. So Ernie covered up Rudolph's nose and they did show a glimpse of what the abominable snowman looked like at first, but he doesn't show up entirely yet. So soon, when Rudolph Ernie meets this old gentleman, who I kind of forgot his name, but I'll just call him, like, I know he was he said he was the greatest gold miner of all time for some reason. Like, I don't know why he does it. Hell, every time he says it, he goes Yahoo and just lifts up his axe, drops it, and then just licked it for some odd reason. But, well, again, sorry, I don't know. Sorry, I know I don't know what I'm talking about, but fuck it, let's call the old man, old man, I don't want to say old man Jenkins because that would be mean. Let's call him Daryl. Okay, but back to the snowman. After Daryl introduced himself, the snowman starts singing a song of his own, being silver and gold. Well, because of course Daryl wanted to look for those kinds of things. So Daryl gets real burning up on his sleigh to help him catch a ride. And he gets the dogs. He tries getting the dogs some mush, but of course, since they didn't want, they of course was on the sleigh while he pushed the sleigh. Then the Yeti comes out in all its glory. And yes, of course, they were surprised at the things, and it's like right there, and they had to like run like nuts. And Daryl, once they're at the edge, Daryl, all he had to do was just basically block some snow ice off so that they can slide right away, like a boat. As for the abominable snowman, he ends up in the water at first, but jumps back out knowing that he can't swim. But he'll be back soon. Very soon. So then, meanwhile, the parents, of course, knew that Rudolph was gone, and they felt bad, so the father was gonna go out get him, despite not knowing where he was. And meanwhile, it was now somewhere on an island where they meet a Jack-in-the-Box. But the weird thing about it is that his name is Charlie. So he's a Charlie in the box. And of course comes the song where they're now being introduced to where they're at, and that's the Island of Misfit Toys. And yes, that means that every toy in that island alone is basically different from a normal toy would be. Like a train with square wheels, or a bird that can swim, or even a Jack-in-the-Box named Charlie. Yeah, and he tells them that, Aurora tells them that they were misfits too, and they asked for if they could stay there for a while. But they said that to go ask the king, who was in the castle. And of course, since this is Island Business Toys, of course the king is a lion. Mind you, this was in 1990, or 1960 something. So, this was before The Lion King even came out. Yeah, eventually they did end up getting a little bedroom for the three to sleep in, and Daryl was gonna sleep, and they were gonna wake up tomorrow to go further on. But Rudolph had other plans, and no joke. And to this day, I can't think of what he was thinking, just because of what happened earlier. But he left the house, on the same ice block that he was in, and goes back to the same place where the Yeti is at. As Rudolph runs around all alone, with his red nose, he eventually grows up to be an adult. No, don't ask how the hell has it been going for years, because I have no flipping clue. And yeah, he does encounter with his bullies again, and of course he didn't want to hear it, so he goes to return to his parents, but shockingly enough, they was all gone. Sam lets them know that they disappeared to look for him, so he decided that he was going to go out to look for them too. And meanwhile, they're showing this whole snowstorm getting more and more worse. And also, I know what you're wondering. Where the hell could Rudolph's parents and his crush be at? Simple. The cave. Where the Yeti is at. Because of fucking course. And Rudolph did try fighting against him, but of course he easily knocked him out with a rock. Which fucking guys, that could give him brain damage. Meanwhile, Ernie and Daryl will look for them, and yeah, they did eventually find them, and they decided to cause a distraction after they realized what's going on. So Ernie makes it what? Makes a pig noise for some reason, even though they were in the North Pole. And Daryl used some snow to take him down, and then use a pickaxe to use a rocks to knock him out. So what does Bernie does? Basically rip his dentures out. Every last tooth. It's like, yikes. But it gets more insane, because then Daryl comes up to the yay, but for some reason, with no teeth, he started acting like a pussy and walking back. So far back that they both legit fell over a cliff. And everyone thought he was gone, but once they get back to Sam's workshop, and Ernie's boss finally lets him be the dentist. So, shockingly enough, guess who comes back? Of course, Daryl and the flipping yay. Hell, even Rudolph said it best. Y'all flew over on the side of the cliff, but Daryl says that Yay's bounce, and he's also non-friendly for some reason. I guess, now this part got me confusing, because can Yays really bounce from the ground or something? Because that would be a bit impossible if they can't. But it don't matter, because this is just a cartoon movie, and we should probably wrap it up here. So anyway, Sam gets the toys ready, Sam gets his food done, and he realized due to the snow he might have to cancel Christmas. As he talks about it, Rudolph had his nose lit up, and that gave Sam an idea, and of course he says his infamous line, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Which of course he gladly accepted, because that's what he wanted to do in the freaking beginning, or even growing up to do in the beginning. And during their getting ready stuff, shtick, they was eventually ready, and of course, and once the door is open, and Santa asks Rudolph if he's ready, Rudolph says, ready, Santa, and they flew up and away. But wait, it ain't over yet! Because before then, meanwhile, we go back to Island of Misfit Toys, and the toys were sad because they thought Rudolph, Bernie, and Daryl left them behind. Fine. But then Sam, the reindeers, and Rudolph comes back to pick them up, and of course they flew off away. And Rudolph ended his narration line by saying, well, as the story goes, he goes down in history. And during the credits, we see Rudolph and the gang letting some Misfit toys fly down one by one with an umbrella. However, during one scene, the bird that could swim didn't use an umbrella and just flew down. So, did he die? Did he learn how to fly before? If not, then Santa and Rudolph have a fucking lawsuit in their hands. And the movie ends with Santa telling everyone Merry Christmas twice as the sleigh flies into the night. The movie is a wonderful, wonderful movie. It is great. It has a good storytelling. It's great in every many ways. So yeah, so thank you for watching this episode. And stay tuned next time for my third day of Christmas movies. And who knows what will bring. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, bye everybody.